College educated is synonymous with 304s. Yeah, that's the main thing.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the Just a Girl Show. My name is Janine if you are new here. If you're new to the channel, of course hit that subscribe button. Turn your notifications on so you never miss an episode. And if you are a subscriber, welcome back to the channel. So we've discussed this many times before on this platform, and that is in regards to Black women bragging about being the most educated group of women in the world, which we know is not the truth. Are we educated? Yes. Are there a lot of successful Black women? Yes. But we know that education and success, status, all the things does not stop a lot of women, specifically Black women, from still being low down, dirty women. The women with the highest degrees, the women with the job that pays the most money, the lifestyle, the status, they have all of that and still operate in nasty, filthy ways. It doesn't equate to how an educated woman would conduct herself, how she would carry herself. The two just don't align. Why do we see so many of these women, doctors, lawyers, judges, okay, who went to school for a long period of time to get to where they are today, and they still don't care to represent themselves in a respectful, classy manner, right? Well, I want to talk about this today because I think it's important for us to recognize what these educated professional women, having all this status and fame, what it does to the rest of the Black women, how they make us all look bad because they're up there. So what they're doing up there trickles down. Okay. So there's a federal judge by the name of Eleanor Ross who allegedly has been having an affair with a police chief for over a year and got caught basically having sex or doing sexual things in her chambers. The people in the office overheard it and have been hearing those things. I want to share a few of these clips talking about it, and let's come back.
A married judge accused of having loud sex in court with deputy chief, and the staff heard everything through the walls. U.S. District Judge Eleanor Ross of the Northern District of Georgia was privately reprimanded by the 11th Circuit after a judicial misconduct investigation found she engaged in a 2-year extramarital affair with Atlanta Police Department Deputy Chief Kelly Collier. The encounters took place in her courthouse chambers during business hours between 2023 and 2025, with court staff and law clerks reporting they could clearly hear the moans, kissing sounds, and other intimate noises through the walls, and it created a deeply uncomfortable work environment. Both Ross and Collier are married, and the relationship raised serious conflict of interest concerns given Collier's prominent law enforcement role. The judge initially denied the allegations before admitting them when confronted with evidence such as a visitor log and security footage.
Judge Eleanor Ross, federal judge, was banging this guy with the Atlanta Police Department, very high up official, and I guess he was pouring coal to her ass because all of her clerks could hear the goings on in the chamber. So they reported her because I guess they didn't want to come to work and listen to porn.
Okay.
Live action porn. Mm-hmm. But I don't want to be I'm not the type of person that likes to talk about people or spread malicious truths. But today I'm going to make an exception. So she's married to Brian Ross. She presided over our case. And now this person who is supposed to be beyond reproach as a judge, a higher standard, and who's chastising people that come into her court that you did this wrong, was having her back blowed out in her chambers.
Oh my God.
By another dude who's married while she's married. So it was just a cesspool of ugh.
So I found it interesting to see the Christies. I don't know if you guys are aware of them, but they went to prison for like some white collar money laundering stuff. They ended up getting pardoned. But as you know, saw, she resided over their case, right? And it's so interesting that I think people in general, but I think white people are always are specifically when they have to kind of come back to see a black person who tried to hold them accountable. It's like, oh, they can't wait. And again, are they wrong for doing that? Absolutely not. Because you wanted to hold us accountable for our actions and how we were committing crimes and doing things that we should not have been doing. How do you sit up here in that role, on that bench, holding people accountable, sentencing people to jail, doing things, that you should do that's a part of your job, but whole time you cheating on your husband? Whole time you having an affair with the police chief, allegedly. How do you, as a judge who has supposed to have a moral compass, a code of ethics, just how you're supposed to conduct yourself and supposed to let the people know how they should do things to avoid being in your courtroom? How do you sit around and do this, right? Now, I want to share the audio, y'all. I don't know how true this audio is. I feel like this is not the real audio, but I'm going to share this little clip for y'all. So that's the audio. To me, that just seems super dramatic and like not real. But this is what they're swirling around the internet, saying that this is allegedly her in her chambers. The crazy thing about this is people were in the comments on some of these videos saying, let's not be so judgmental. We're not God to judge. And I always think about women, especially black women who say these things, but would they say those same things if it was a woman of a different race being called out? Would they say the same, oh, only God can judge? When can we hold us accountable? This woman is dead wrong. Her husband is a judge as well. So just imagine these women don't have no care about how they make their husbands look. And that's what I also want to touch on in this conversation. They don't care how they make their partners look. You don't care that you're going to embarrass this man. The way that you carry yourself, the way that you're doing things affects us all because you can't keep your legs closed. And this, I don't care, I'm going to do whatever I want to do mentality is how you ended up getting caught, right? Doing this allegedly in your chambers because you don't care. Like this whole, you know how black women are in power and leadership. They have a chip on their shoulder. They have nasty attitudes. They have a can't nobody touch me type of mentality that you in your mind think it would be cool to do this. Misconduct at work. And again, we're so educated. But black men are the ones, well, men in general, but they love to say how much black men are cheaters. That's all they do is cheat. But you got a black, educated, successful woman who's having an affair with another man. But yet they're the cheaters. They're the liars. You gotta be watch out for them. But what about us being this way as women? What about how we represent ourselves? What about how, again, we get these degrees, but it never balances out for it to be character mattering, your morals mattering. And I want to share this next clip for y'all because I do find it very interesting that this woman is in Georgia. And we know Fani Willis in Fulton County, that woman is a fraud. That woman is low down dirty herself, low key a 304 herself. And these women, again, in power, educated, successful, other things, but 304s basically in leadership. 304s who are running things. That's what these women are. And I'm going to share this clip for you. I'm going to come back and talk about it.
I'm going to refrain from saying names in this particular case, but it's very funny. The two people pictured here, one of which a federal judge in the city of Atlanta, the female, And the second is a high-ranking law enforcement officer with the city of Atlanta. And allegedly, the two have been in a very close relationship, even in the courthouse. It was said that they were heard discussing case law, if you know what I mean, in the judge's chambers after hours. And the funny thing is, both parties are married, by the way. And the female, the federal judge, is married to another judge. Why am I not surprised? Because the misconduct in the city of Atlanta, or any Democrat-ran city, is rampant. And it's right under everybody's noses. But there's no accountability. No one is ever brought to justice. Do you know that this female judge, this one that overhears all these cases and gives her judgment, is still on the bench? With all of this scandal, she's still on the bench. Not to mention, she is very close to another high-ranking official in Atlanta, Fulton County, Fani Willis. Fani Willis, as we all know, an incompetent person, DEI, had prosecuted President Trump on bullshit. And while prosecuting President Trump, she was holding an affair with a guy that she had put in place to actually do the prosecuting. Again, I'm not going to say any names. We all know because it's all in newsfeed. So just wanted to put that out there. Just disgusting. And no one will be held accountable, of course. But if they were Republican, best believe they'd be in jail.
So, as he pointed out, they are besties because birds of a feather flock together. Okay? They flock together. And this woman is still on the bench. Imagine how that looks for, again, women watching and coming up, that you can be a federal judge, pop your cat in your chambers, allegedly. Everybody find out you issued this apology, whatever it may be, and nothing happens. Nothing at all happens. You still got your job. You still show up every day like you are the HBIC. No accountability. You don't have to be accountable because ain't nothing gonna happen to you. Because you got your bestie who like to do stuff like this as well. Because nobody cares about how they look. Nobody cares about representing themselves in a classy, upstanding manner as a woman. But somehow black women love to pretend like, oh, this is not who we are. Everybody's just hating on black women. We're so educated. We're outshining black men. But look at this. Look at the reality of these women. These women, again, who are so educated but can't keep their legs closed to save their lives. Don't care how they make their husbands look. Don't care how they make themselves look because they have no shame. They have not an ounce of shame. And that's the disgusting part about this whole situation. That you could be that nasty and that dirty that you don't even care if anybody hears you because you like, whatever. I'm going to do what I want to do. And the man going to just do whatever you want to do too. Whatever. These women be they have the whole master plan. It be all these women. I'm telling y'all, the men be just running along, following along with these women. But this is disgusting. This just makes black female judges look bad. Makes them look bad. Because look at what the federal judge does. But yeah, she's telling people that they need to be, accountable and live a certain lifestyle. But again, there's no consequences. Say sorry, apology to your employees, and don't do it again. A little slap on the hand. What is that going to do? But this is just my thoughts, my opinion on this topic, y'all. Please share your thoughts in the comments. Like the video, of course, subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you guys in the next episode soon. Bye.